but lasted less than 25 minutes. High fives. And the Danes through to face Xu Chen and Ma Jin in round 2. 21-10, 21-9, the scoreline.
So our next 4 matches, we are back to men's singles, and the bronze medalist from last year, Tian Minh Nguyen of Vietnam, he's up against the American national champion Howard Hsu. Then we've got Janor Jorgensen, who's trying to become the 3rd Dane to win a gold medal in the men's singles. He's up against Maurice of Belgium. Then we're to the mixed doubles, and an Indonesian pair, Praveen Jordan and Debbie Susanto, up against Hashimoto and Maeda from Japan. Then the world number 1, the number 1 seed, Lee Chong Wei of Malaysia. Twice a silver medalist at World Championships, once a bronze medalist. 18 medals Malaysia have at the World Championships, but never a gold. He's up against Lee Dong Kwong of Korea. So that's our next 4 matches. I'm Jill Park, and Morton Frost alongside me for these next 4 matches. So Howard Hsu, 23 years of age, the American. And there is the man that created history last year, the first ever player from Vietnam to win a World Championship medal. And it's in fact 10 years ago since he was named one of Vietnam's news agency top 10 athletes. He is a huge star in his home country. Been as high as 5 on the world ranking has Tian Minh Nguyen, but now has slipped a little. But that bronze medal in Guangzhou last year at the World Championships was something very, very special. Been seeded at the last 4 World Championships, incidentally. Tian Minh Nguyen, this man, is playing only his 2nd World Championships in Guangzhou. He lost in the first round to Toby Penty of England in 2 straight games. So, Morton, as far as the man from Vietnam is concerned, 31 years of age now, born in Ho Chi Minh City. World ranking dropped considerably since that high back in 2010 of 5. Howard Hsu, the national men's singles champion of the United States of America. I have to say I don't know an awful lot about Howard Hsu, other than he's won 3 medals at the Pan American Championships. But as far as Nguyen is concerned, there he is. Both parents from Chinese Taipei, studying for a degree in business economics at the UCLA. His win-loss record for the year, 9 tournaments, 1 semi-final, that was at the Peru International. A couple of quarterfinals as well, the Lagos and the Russian Open as well. So there is the man that's 31 years of age, a bronze medal 1 year ago at the World Championships. He has an incredible record over his career. 18 finals, winning 15 of them. That's a pretty good win-loss record in finals, isn't it, as we look at our umpire, Johan de Klerk and Christian Johannesson, South Africa and Denmark. Certainly the man from Vietnam, Nguyen, he's a great athlete, but I wonder if, having relied so heavily on his fitness and athletic ability, whether now, where he needs a few more winners and tools in the box, as you like to call them, Morton,
Yes.
whether he's struggling a bit more.
He is, but
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right,
I would still say that the
Howard
ranking
Hsu,
of 30
USA.
is not justifying his ability as a badminton player. That is way too low. In my book, he's up there in
Double play.
between 10 and 15, I would say.
Yeah.
I saw him play the US Open, and as you rightly pointed out, he's good in finals, and he won that one too. And he played a good game and was quite solid. A little bit naive at times in terms of his game planning, but as you say, he's a very physical, good player, and nobody likes to play him.
No.
Nobody likes to
No,
play.
I know, because he runs and runs. Actually retained that US Open title, didn't he?
He did,
Yeah.
he did, yes.
Seven, 3-1.
First time that these two players have met each other in international competition. Oh, just wide.
Yeah, that's well left.
5-1.
Oh, we have a challenge.
Oh, very early on to have a challenge. Here we go, the instant review system.
Yeah, but I think it's, you know, if Howard Hsu is convinced, I think it's a good chance to take. Otherwise, 5-1 down in the first game is a tall order. So obviously 2-4 would be a lot better.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
out. So 5-1 it is.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge left.
Oh, I think we might have another challenge now.
7-7.
He just raised his hand and say, okay, I'll challenge it.
Ning challenge. Out.
He's keeping the shuttle. He's convinced.
That did look...
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Way out.
I'm not sure that the picture... Yeah, you never know. But he's keeping the shuttle, look at that.
It always makes me laugh in tennis when... Oh. Well, it looked a lot further out than that. But at least the right decision has been made that it was long of the back line, and the point to Tian Minh Nguyen of
Challenge
Vietnam.
successful. Seven, 2.
Oh, that's very well taken off the top of the tape by Howard Shu.
3, 7.
Had some really difficult decisions to make about his education and his study and his commitment to the sport, and he's really decided he wants to give badminton a go and qualify for the
7-7.
Olympic Games.
8, 3.
Good smash. A straight smash there.
7-7. 4, 8.
Change of shuttle needed. Yeah, good smash.
5.
Actually, talking of
8.
education, Tian Minh Nguyen had a very similar sort of situation because his father encouraged him to take up the sport of badminton when he was a youngster, saying it'd be good for his fitness and well-being. And then
6,
when this man said,
8.
well, actually, Dad, I want to make a living from it, his father wanted him to concentrate on his academic studies and was opposed to him becoming a professional as such. And I'm sure he's very proud of his son and what he's gone on to achieve.
7,
that
7.
Seems to be a
9,
very good decision when he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really sort of got Vietnam on the map of badminton, I would say.
Absolutely.
He's done really well.
Yeah, that's lovely. Addressing the shuttle early,
6.
coming from above the shuttle.
Yeah, but this one here, that's a poor attempt.
From Howard Chu.
No, from Chen Min.
What, the smash or the block? The smash.
It was a fairly decent opportunity. It wasn't that far back on the court.
7, 7. 7.
He was trying to hit the forehand side of the body, but it went way wide of that.
Right. Yep, I understand.
And the power of it was not that good either. So it was actually a poor attacking shot, you know,
Yeah.
if we really address it.
Oh, my goodness, that's nicely done from Howard Shu.
8, 10.
Oh, it's gone over. Lovely accuracy
10.
from the American.
Yeah, but once again, I have to point out, obviously this is a very nice shot, but that drop shot from Chen Min, that cross court, is a very, very slow shot. And that's one of the things I noticed when I saw him playing in the US as well, was that that around the head
11-9.
situation where you
Interval.
go reverse slide shot. It's a very slow shot, and he should not use it unless he can play better than that, if you want to go up there.
Yeah. So it should really be played with pace rather than such a slow shot.
Yeah, it's if it's so slow, it must be a lot shorter before the first line.
Yeah. Point taken. And he still has the advantage at the mid-game interval. Just a 2-point advantage, though, to Tianmin Yuan.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Eleven 9. Play.
Oh, dear me.
12 9.
Yeah, good shot so far, but this is really letting him down.
But isn't that the problem? So many players who play against Nguyen, you know, he gets so much back that you feel you've got to hit the perfect shot, and you know, you feel under pressure. There's another one that's just gone wide. There was no need for it to be that close to the line, surely.
No,
9.
I agree. It's playing on the opponent's mind all the time, and I agree with you on that. That you feel you have to go closer to the lines all the time, so otherwise it's just coming back, and you are up against this machine that can run forever and keep it going. So yes, I do understand that, but
10
but still,
13.
this is early stages, and you should have that power to put those kind of shots away.
Eleven 13. Seven 14 11.
Well,
15
wasn't
11.
really under pressure there, Howard Shue. You've really got to be making those count. Yeah, that's a better return of serve.
Seven 12 15.
We've hardly seen any net tumbles so far, Morton.
13
No,
15.
Chen Min doesn't really like to play the net that much. So you will very often see that he's pushing it away from the net as much as possible. He's not comfortable there. And that's obviously one of the other things that he's got to work on in his game if he wants to get up there in the top 10 again.
16,
His net play is simply not good enough, and he's not prepared to take the risk. But that's, I think, is completely built into his mind. That is too risky, I'd rather run it.
Yeah.
He will play these kind of blocks and then see like that, pushing it away again, pushing it away. You know, if I was playing him, I would put my, that's a neat shot, but I would put my base at least 1 meter back, 2 or 3 foot.
Yeah.
I would do that
17,
if I played him.
Yeah. Because the net area just isn't a threat. If he plays it to the net, it's not a tumble, and therefore you've got a chance of getting it.
You can get it and you can lift it, but you can be so quick and fast on everything he's pushing to the back. In many, many ways, the tactical approach reminds me a lot of Kenneth Jonassen.
Yes. Former European champion, of course, European champion in 2008 in his hometown of Herning.
Yeah.
But former world number 2. He was
former world number 2, yes.
Yeah. Now coaching in Denmark, has had a spell coaching in England. I can see it now.
Yeah.
I can see it definitely.
7-7.
And when Kenneth was
17.
not a junior, but a youngster, 19, 20, I was still coaching him in Denmark on occasions. And sometimes I was even playing with him.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it to him, you know, I simply put my base half a meter back because you never play a net shot. I can just as well stand here. There's no need for me to push forward. You're not playing a shot there anymore.
Yeah.
And, you know, being a lot older than him, conserving the energy, I could still beat him just by doing that.
7-7. 18.
But it's, you know, it's going through my mind. Here's Tianmin Nguyen, the age of 31, probably exceeded expectations in some quarters, probably not his own expectations, but to win a bronze medal at the last World Championships, you know, and you're saying things about what he's got to do to improve.
19. 14.
I know he's 2 points away from winning this opening game, but you were saying to get back into the world's top 10 again, and I'm almost questioning in my own mind whether there's the real hunger and desire to get back into the world top 10 again. Of course he wants to win every match, but you know, I watch him play nowadays, and I don't know whether it's because he's a fraction slower maybe than he used to be, or whether I just don't see that hunger anymore that I used to see in his style of play, which that absolute desperation to run every single point down.
Yeah.
I don't see it anymore.
He played a fantastic match against Peter Gades in London.
Yeah.
World Championships 2011, quarters, I think it was.
Yeah. Hour and 22 minutes.
That was an outstanding match.
Yeah.
And it was an outstanding match played by Peter Gade as well, because I remember he was so tired that I actually did not think he could win it. But he did, and he pulled through.
Yeah.
And he played a very good match in the semis the day after, where I totally expected him to be completely finished. But Peter, you did well.
Yeah. So 5 game point opportunities for Tianmin Nguyen of Vietnam. Oh, that's nice. Nice way to save a game point.
7-7.
Just for the record, that
16,
match that
20.
Morton was talking about at the quarterfinal of the 2011 World Championships. Nguyen was beaten by Gader 17-21, 21-19, 21-13 in the deciding game.
Yeah.
It was magnificent. I remember it well.
Peter, you couldn't walk.
Yeah. So second time of asking, and Tianmin Nguyen of Vietnam closes out game number 1 against Howard Shu of the United States of America. 21-16 in 17 minutes. confirmation of the score.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
I suppose it's a testament to his consistency, Nguyen, that he was seeded at the last 4 World Championships. 3 times being seeded number 7 at those World Championships. That's
a good
Second
record.
game.
yeah.
Level. Play.
This is the proof of your overall performance of the 10 best results over the last 12 months.
Yeah. Indecision again at the back of the court.
One.
It's interesting when you watch this first rally here, how important it is to players to win the first game, and I would count myself one of them. That, you know, suddenly you see this rally and you see Jianmin, suddenly he's playing, I think he played 2 or 3 shots at the net, drop shots. But having won the first set, first game, he's happy, he's content, he's not feeling the pressure, and he dares to play the shot. And I was sitting here thinking and say, okay,
Love.
is it 15 all? He wouldn't do it.
No.
I guarantee he would not do it. He will be tense again, and he will be thinking, I have to get this second game, whatever cost, and he will start pushing it away again.
That's just wide.
He wouldn't have got to that one. That was simply out of reach. Because he's, look at that, he wouldn't get it.
No. And this goes back to the point you were making in the opening game from the other corner, so from the round the head corner, that, you know, if you're going to play that cross court, it's got to be with
crisp.
pace.
Yeah.
Otherwise you play yourself into trouble. That's a missed opportunity.
Service over. 1-4.
Oh, there again.
Yep. Same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
4.
See, either he's got to be much more powerful, place it better, or play sharper to the side of the court when he's playing a shot like this. Shot was caught right in between all these three things.
Yeah.
And then he's playing himself out of position as well. Good play.
7-7, 5-2.
Oh, that's going wide.
7-7, 3-5. 4-5.
It's a good smash. That's a good block, but this one here, that's powerful. You could hear it.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about how important it is to be able to hear the shots?
7-7.
I have actually.
6-4.
I have, because you rely on the sound coming off your opponent's racket and also your racket. And for people that are hard of hearing, I think the difficulty of playing a sport like badminton is immense, and I don't think people realise that.
That's what I was going at.
Yeah,
Because I once played someone who was actually deaf,
yeah,
and he played on the international
7,
circuit,
4.
but he could see the slice shots. He couldn't hear them.
yeah.
And when he couldn't connect the two, he couldn't get it. So the sound means an awful lot, and that's why when I say, oh, that sounded good,
Yes,
I thought, okay, imagine if you couldn't hear it.
yeah. That's nice.
7-7, 5-7.
So another thing I think is quite
6-7.
worth thinking about is that we're now sitting here, it's at local time, I think it's 4:30, something like that.
10 to 5.
10 to 5, so it's late afternoon.
7-7.
We've been
8,
playing badminton
6.
here since 10 o'clock this morning, so 7 hours now.
Yeah,
The stadium, the hall, is heating up considerably.
yeah.
But have you noticed that the shuttles are still kind of same speed? I am convinced that they already changed speed once or twice since we started 10 o'clock this morning.
You may well be right.
Because I'm impressed that they're not pushing those. It's because of that shot.
Yeah.
He played it quite hard into that deep forehand corner, and I was impressed it wasn't going out. And I thought, okay, how come
9,
that the shuttles are not faster now? Because it's so much warmer in here, and that obviously affects the speed of the shuttle. So I'm sure they've gone down in speed
Yeah.
at least twice just in these 7 hours so far, and we are nowhere near finished yet today, so surely they might need another 1 or 2.
But that's an interesting point, because the tournament is only required to have 3 different speeds of shuttle.
Yeah, but when you're having such a vast difference
Yeah,
from the opening temperature to the finishing temperature,
7-7.
you've got to be
7,
prepared.
yeah.
9.
Well, you should be prepared.
Yeah.
Seven, 10, 7. 3, 2.
Gone wide.
Service over. 8, 10.
I have to say, Morten, I'm just considering in my own mind your point about if it was to get very close and it was, you know, around 15 all in this second game, and the lifts from Nguyen at the front of the court rather than playing back to the net. There's another lift. Already I think we're seeing your point.
Yeah. He's settling into
Service over.
his old
11, 9.
inverted commas,
Interval.
his way of thinking.
Yeah. So to the mid-game interval. 11-8 the scoreline. Game up, 11-8 up, just under the 30-minute mark.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
And the umpire calls for 20 seconds, and that's a sure sign that the player should return to court. The 3 points the
11,
advantage
Play.
for Nguyen Tianmin. Steepness on that finishing shot, but Morten, it's occurred to me,
11.
you know, you were talking about the sound of a wonderful smash earlier on from Howard Hsu, and the number of times since then I've seen him get the Vietnam player out of position, and yet he hasn't used that big weapon.
No, and once again, you know, should I be the coach in a situation like this? This is one of the things that you have to drive home. That message you have to drive home to your player, telling him that, you know, you have a weapon. We are 1 game down. We are a little bit down now. We have to open up. We have to start going at it. Because if we just keep playing like what we do now, we just lose
13.
in respectable scores.
9.
But that doesn't matter. You want to win. You want to give yourself that chance to win. And that's where you have to use that weapon. And he hits really well. Howard Hsu has got a good smash. And he's got plenty of opportunities to use it.
Yeah.
Here's one. He's lazy getting behind it. Lazy inverted commas. But doesn't get behind it, and therefore he doesn't smash.
14, 9.
Yeah, at least that smash from Nguyen this time. You said it needed one of 3 things, and one of the things you mentioned was power, and that had more power.
Yes.
But I want to go back to a point that, you know, we mentioned in the opening game, Morten, about the desire from Nguyen, you know, to want to improve. I can see Howard Hsu at the age of 23. He's learning from this experience. You know, he's made that commitment by saying that I'm not going to be a full-time student. I'm going to work at the badminton. And yet, Nguyen, how does a player at the age of 31, you know, or maybe even younger, I mean, is it something that drives you on if you think you can't improve further? Do you want to play anymore? Obviously he wants to play. I mean, he wouldn't
15,
be here if he didn't want to play, but
9.
But learning more, I have my doubts about whether he's got that true desire to improve still further.
Yeah, I think you have a good point. In my humble experience and the way I see things and how I have experienced the game, I wouldn't be able to do what Tianmin is doing. Just
15.
be 31, content with what it is, play tournaments, lose to somebody you're not supposed to lose to, and not really trying to keep developing whatever you're doing. I couldn't do that. And that's probably also why I stopped. Because even though I was in the top 3 in the world,
15.
I felt I didn't have it anymore. That desire, that ability to keep working at my game, and therefore I stopped.
Yeah. You see, I can relate totally to that because I was exactly the same. But, you know, in all fairness, he's just won a Grand Prix gold event.
Yep.
Ewan, you know, he's still on occasions able to, you know, get a victory, not at the highest level anymore. So, you know, who are we to criticise?
No, but we're not criticising.
Yeah.
We're just simply stating the fact that there are different ways of attacking the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole motivation for me was to sort of try and explore the boundaries and see how good I could become. And as soon as I felt I couldn't become any better, that was it. No more badminton for me.
30,
This is getting awfully close,
15.
isn't it, Morten?
It is.
And awfully interesting.
It's always interesting when it's close.
Yeah.
But you will not see a drop shot from him now. Lifting it. I actually thought he would play one there. Okay, here it comes.
5 straight points now to Howard Shu.
14, 15.
9-15 down he was.
Yeah, he looked a bit as a formality, but let's just say the gap is closed. He's definitely back in this match.
Well, it's come back his side anyway, but the fault was called. He must have touched the net because he can't have come back his side if he'd taken it before it had gone over the net.
Not entirely true. He hit the net and went back. Yeah, the shuttle hit the net, not the racket.
Yeah, so the umpire must have called a fault for it, the shuttle not going forward.
Yeah, it didn't come over. Very simple.
Yeah. It's got a different pace to it now, hasn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
dear me. That was a real opportunity, but it didn't
17,
unleash the big
14.
smash. Just going for a clip shot.
Yeah, he's got to get behind it. It was a short one. He had a good opportunity. Look at that. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Got to force himself behind it. Go for that big smash. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed winner, but chances are. He's got a good smash.
Fault.
That's a better smash too, wasn't it? Better
18,
placement, better power.
14.
Yeah.
Tell me, have you ever seen Ewan serve backhand?
Nope.
And yet it's a standard thing in men's singles nowadays, especially with players who've been in the top 10. Well, he's still persisting
19,
with the cross court.
14.
Yeah, but
It's better.
better power, better angle to it. Look at that. That's further out. Now we only need another 30, 40 centimeters for the line.
So 2 points away from winning this round 1 encounter. You know, you catch back up to 14-15. You just sort of, I think I said, this is now getting interesting, and no wonder Howard Shu is shaking his head because, you know, you've put your opponent under pressure and now suddenly,
It just slips through the fingers.
yeah, 5 straight points to Nguyen. And it's 6 match point opportunities, now
7-7.
just the 5.
15, 20. 20. $17, 20.
Well, 3 match points have been saved. Another 3 match point opportunities remain for Nguyen.
He will get it. It will be very, very tough for Hao Shu to win 6 in a row.
Yeah, that's gone long.
Yep.
4th time of asking. Nguyen Tien Minh of Vietnam, bronze medalist at the World Championships last year, safely through round number 1 against Hao Shu of the USA.
21-17, 21-16.
21-16, 21-17 confirms the umpire. And his second round opponents will be Pablo Abian from Spain, who had a walkover against number 8 seed Simon Santoso of Indonesia. So their confirmation of the score, 39 minutes, and Nguyen Tien Minh safely through to the second round.